Hi, this is Karen with Local Works, and welcome to Local Works at Lunch. Today in our video blog, we're going to cover 5 essentials that make your website actually useful. We welcome you to join us every Monday where we release a new video blog with some important or valuable, or we hope interesting information for small businesses as they are working to market their business. So let's jump right in today with our 5 essentials that make your website actually useful. We're going to start with the first 3, and they kind of all go together, so they're together here on this slide. We call this website NAP, or name, address, and phone number. I know it doesn't sound very exciting, and it's almost kind of like, well, really? Of course you need to have that on your website. But you'd be surprised. There's a lot of businesses that really don't make this information easy to find. And, there's nothing worse than getting to a website and first of all, not being sure you're in the right place, right? Are you even on the website that you intended to be on? So obviously your name is very important. You want that to be prominent and visible so that visitors know they're in the right place, right? That they have reached the business that they're looking for. And then an address, you don't want to make them search. A lot of times people will bury an address down on a contact page. Sometimes the contact page is linked from the footer of the website and not the top of the website. So make that address visible if you are a brick and mortar business. Now, if you're an online only or an e-commerce business, it's not as important, right? Your address isn't as necessary in doing business with you, right? To do business with you. So that might not be as important, but certainly if you're a brick and mortar business, you have a physical address that people frequent in order to do business with you, you absolutely need to have that address as visible as possible. And sometimes the header of the site, like right here at the top of the header, if you can see on this little graphic, maybe even above the navigation, that's a good place to put your address. An extra tip would be make that the address there a link to Google Maps. So that people can actually see your address then on a map. And your phone number or contact information. Again, not all businesses want people picking up the phone and calling them. Maybe you'd rather they send you an email, but if you want people to call you or be able to call you, then your phone number should also be very visible. And definitely if your call to action is call us to schedule an appointment, that phone number needs to be very, very visible. So I recommend putting that also in that eyebrow at the top of the page. That's kind of a common place for it. People tend to look for that upper left-hand corner or upper right-hand corner for that important information. So that's our 5 essentials. 1, 2, and 3 are all contact information that we call NAP, name, address, and phone. And number 4 is your website should be mobile friendly. We know that 50% or more of website traffic comes from mobile devices. That 50% statistic comes from Google. I've seen higher numbers from other sources, and let's say at least 50% comes from mobile devices. So people that are using smartphones or tablets and visiting your website. And so if your website doesn't provide them with a good experience, then obviously it's not going to be a positive visit to your website. So it should be responsive, which means that it will respond to the smaller size browser of a smartphone or a tablet, and the important elements of the site will adjust, right? So rather than photos or text being side by side, it would stack, for example, on a mobile phone. And that makes it easier to interact with, right? You want people to be able to push buttons and click on things using their smartphone. You've all seen older websites on a smartphone that are really just a miniature version of the main website, and they're so difficult to navigate, right? You can't find what you're looking for. Everything's so tiny. You have to zoom in to see it and forget clicking any buttons or links. You'll get the wrong one every time on those miniature websites. So you want your website to be mobile friendly. And then our fifth essential is a call to action. You want people that visit your site to know what they need to do next, right? So again, going back to if you are a brick and mortar store and you want them to come in and shop with you, then you want your address to be there and you want to say that, visit us at 123 Main Street, or come visit us today, those kind of calls to action. If you're a business that requires an appointment, so a salon or a spa or a doctor's office or chiropractor, if they need an appointment to come to your business, then you should have that call to action. Schedule an appointment now, right there, clear on your website, so that they know how to interact with you. So it might be call now, it might be buy now. If you're doing e-commerce on your site, it might be a sign up call to action, or enter here, or join today. There's just hundreds of them, but there should be some clear call to action so people know how to interact with you. So those are our 5 essentials for the website that can really make your website useful, right? Not just information, not just another pretty brochureware, but really make your website useful. So thanks for joining us today for Local Works at Lunch. We do this every Monday. We release a new video blog every Monday so that you have some new, fresh information and something quick and actionable that you can do this week to improve your marketing. So take a look at your website. If you're missing any of those 5 essentials, this would be a good week to give it a little polish and really make that website useful for you. So thanks for joining us. Join us next Monday. Now let's get back to work.